Hey guys, welcome back to Ball Cap Sports. If you're tuning in on this on the re-air of the live stream, if you are hopping on live, we're going to do a quick breakdown. I say quick. I have no idea how long we're going to do this, but I want to come on live. Listen, we say when this stuff breaks, we come on live, we talk about it. So here we are. Now, just a few minutes ago, Woj making the announcement that a 4-team trade has been completed between Houston, Atlanta, Minnesota, and Denver. Houston gets Robert Covington. Atlanta gets Clint Capella and Nene, the corpse of Nene, we should say. Minnesota gets Malik Beasley, Juancho Hernan Gomez, Evan Turner, and the Atlanta first-round pick via the Nets. Denver gets the corpse of Gerald Green and a Houston first-round pick. Woj ran out of room. He had to drop the FRP because he was running out of characters on this tweet. So big trade in the NBA here. This is apparently a evening for trades. We had the big baseball trade earlier with Betts and Price going from Boston to LA and some pieces moving around there. And now the NBA comes in and we have a trade with the NBA. I think if we're looking for the biggest name here, it's got to be Clint Capella going from the Rockets to Atlanta. It'd be a nice piece for Trae Young to play with. But Capella had some nice time. Had some nice time there in Houston. Double guy, 13 boards, 13 points, and he's going to take it to Atlanta. Atlanta, I don't know how disappointed you could be if you're Clint Capella right now because you go from the Rockets. You're fighting for a good playoff spot. You're expecting to be a contender for the championship. I know things haven't been going that well lately. Rockets are seeded 5th, but still, you're saying you're in a situation where you're thinking, hey, we're going to the playoffs. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to compete. And now he's going to the Hawks. Hawks are dead last. Hawks are worse than the Cavs and the Knicks. It's amazing. The Hawks are 13-38. So away goes Clint Capella. He's going to the Hawks. Houston gets Rocco. They get Robert Covington. I think that's a nice pickup, really for Houston there. I think he will fit in with that squad and play well. Covington this year, Minnesota, averaging 12 points a game, shooting 34% from three. It's not a bad addition. He's kind of a nice wing player, and I think he helps. I think he helps Houston maybe a little bit more than Covington. Than Capella was. So Capella with that pick and roll with Harden was nice. That's kind of the interesting move here. Capella going from the Rockets to a just lousy Hawks team right now. Minnesota gets Malik Beasley, Evan Turner, first-round pick from Atlanta via the Nets. Denver gets a first-round pick. I mean, really what we're getting here is Denver's getting a first-round pick. Minnesota is just getting a bunch of stuff. Beasley's okay. Hernan Gomez, Turner, a first-round pick, bunch of stuff going to Minnesota is what this feels like. And Denver getting a first-round pick here. Houston gets Covington. Atlanta gets Capella and Nene. So an interesting move here for these teams. Woj tweeting out that it's official. Players are being informed of the trade, and we'll kind of see how it impacts these guys, impacts these teams moving forward. Just kind of looking to see if there's any new information. It looks like there is. Minnesota is also including Kaida Bates-Stop. He's going to Denver in this deal. So Denver is not just getting Gerald Green and the Houston first-round pick. They're getting Bates-Stop from the Nuggets as well in this deal. So that looks like it's everything breaking in the last 10 minutes or so. Again, it's a big night of trades across the sports landscape this evening. MLB with a big trade. Anytime you get a 4-team trade here in the NBA, make some news here. Again, I think the big name here is Capella. Everybody else is sort of a piece that will contribute, not really be a focal point. But I think Capella could go to the Hawks and be a focal point for that team. And they could use. I mean, shoot, at this point, the Hawks could use anything to try to get their season on track. That 13-38. They can't be happy with how this is going. Trae Young, Cam Reddish, they really didn't have any nice bigs. Alex Len, I mean, I don't know, 8 points, 5 boards a game from Len. I don't think that they're loving that. So this gives them a nice big to put out there. Damian Jones, no. So you have a nice situation with Capella, with Trae Young, so a nice little inside, outside presence. Maybe it gives Cam Reddish some time to further develop. But that'll be, we'll kind of see how that plays out. But again, if you're Clint Capella and you go from the Rockets to the Hawks, you're just shaking your head at this point. You're no longer in a situation where you're going to even be in the playoffs. He was looking forward to, competing for a title, and now he's just hopefully going to get the Hawks to 20 wins. It's pretty brutal. And he had been there for a while, right? Clint Capella had been with the Rockets now since 2015. So a lot of time there, with the Harden and Chris Paul era, and now he was there, and it just wasn't working out with him with the Harden and Westbrook regime. Need to get him out of the way so the Rockets can just launch more threes and bring in somebody like Robert Covington. You get another wing, you get another guy that's going to be you get another shooter. Basically. Now, Covington not shooting the lights out by any means, shooting 34% from three. His career average is 35%. So, but he's gonna make 2, 3, 4, threes a game. Again, that's the Rockets' mindset right now is shooting. So we'll see. The Hawks. Good point. Andrew, yeah, I think Atlanta is the winner here. We'll see what these first round picks turn into, that Minnesota and Denver get out of this. But I do think you're right that this is a good move for the Hawks, and they need something because nothing is really working out for them this year. I can't imagine they envisioned coming into this having 13 wins as we're heading into the midway point of the season. So we'll kind of see how that plays out. But yeah, this definitely helps them. Capella's still young, and could give them a nice inside outside situation with Trae Young, and then you can have Reddish slashing through the basket. So it could be good. I do like how that works out. Malik Beasley was a 19th overall pick in 2016 out of Florida State. Since he's been in the league, he's a bench guy. He does 7.8 points a game, 2 boards, plays some decent defense. Can shoot, doesn't shoot a lot, but a career 38% from three. So we'll see. I mean, he started 18 games last year with Denver, averaged 11 points a game. He's still young, can still develop into something. And, he goes to Minnesota. I think he's probably, the piece. Again, I kind of look at this as Minnesota got a lot of stuff here, and we'll see if any of it sticks. Juan Hernan Gomez hasn't really done much in his time in the league. Evan Turner, at this point, I don't know what you're, at this point, Evan Turner, I don't know what you're expecting. He's played 19 games this year. He's averaging 13 minutes a game. So, Minnesota walks away with this with Beasley and a first-round pick. But what's that first-round pick going to be? We'll see. It might not actually be that bad. But we'll see where the Nets kind of finish the season. So Denver, Gerald Green, and a first-round pick. So really, this is 100%. The takeaway from this deal is Capella to Atlanta, and they get set up to sort of build around Trae Young and Clint Capella and Cam Reddish moving forward. Houston gets Covington, sort of a wing guy. It's going to shoot some more, clears out the paint for Westbrook and Harden to just drive. But again, like I said, I'll sort of miss. I like that the pick and roll game that Capella and Harden had developed over the years. So we'll just kind of, see how it goes. We'll see how it goes with that, because now Houston, when you're looking at down low, you're looking at the big situation in Houston. It's going to be Tyson Chandler. I kind of feel like they need to go out and get a big after this. I don't know. I mean, I just don't think they want one. They really don't have anybody. They're just going to shoot, and we'll see where that gets them. I don't think it's gotten them where they want it in the past, but that's what it's going to be. So yeah, that's the big news here. Capella's out, heads to Atlanta. They'll build with Capella, Reddish, and Trae Young. Houston gets Covington, and then some first round picks get sent around. Minnesota gets a bunch of stuff. Let me check and see if we have any more news. And again, it wasn't in the initial tweet from Woj, but Minnesota, Keita Bates-Diop is heading to Denver now. We have more players in the deal. So this is still kind of breaking as we go. Let's talk about it real quick. So Woj is tweeting out, Denver's Jared Vanderbilt is on his way to Minnesota. Jordan Bell is on his way to Houston. Noah Vonleh is going to the Nuggets. So there's a lot of players involved in this deal. Woj also tweeting out, so Denver fortifies. Thank you. Yes, learn how to read. It's late. So Denver fortifies its bench with Shabazz Napier and Noah Vonleh. With losses of Beasley and Hernan Gomez, Denver will be active until their deadline at 3 o'clock Eastern. So Vonleh goes to the Nuggets, and Jordan Bell goes to Houston. So there's your big. We're talking about how Houston is sort of small now, which, listen, that's their game. That's kind of what they're focused on. But they bring in Jordan Bell, who, look, for a minute was contributing in his bench minutes with the Warriors. Hadn't really done anything with Minnesota this year. So, there it is. But it's all, hey, Houston, as if it wasn't already on James Harden's shoulders. It's all on James Harden's shoulders at this point. Again, we've got, the tweet that I have up here. That was the initial tweet. Since then, there are more names that have been added to this. Vonleh to the Nuggets, Bates-Diop to Denver, Jared Vanderbilt on his way to Minnesota. Jordan Bell to Houston. So other pieces, other pieces are on the move in this deal as well. A lot of bench pieces, a lot of guys that contribute in certain ways. But the big takeaway from this is certainly. Oh no, you're right. Jordan Bell is going to be a very small center. He's like 6'9", but isn't that kind of what Houston wants? Like, they're not looking for bigs right now. You pull up Houston's roster, PJ Tucker, 6'5", is listed as their power forward. So they don't really want anybody that big. And Capella was only 6'10", so Capella wasn't that big either. But who kind of slides in, who picks up those Capella minutes? Tyson Chandler at this point, I don't know. He's averaging 9 minutes a game. Tyson Chandler's been in the league forever. Side note. So you got Tyson Chandler. You're gonna have Bell. I think it's got to be Bell. Bell is the big winner in Houston here, right? He's going to be the one who I think gets those Capella minutes. I don't know where else it goes. I can't see it being Tyson Chandler. Capella was putting 32 minutes a game. If you give Jordan Bell 32 minutes a game, I mean, he's got a shot here. If he wants to, there's an opportunity for him in his career to really, really take off here. So we'll kind of see how that works out. Again, just watching to see if Woj is updating it anymore. Like I said, this is the original tweet that went out. And since then, there have been a few names added to the list. Nobody big. I think the biggest piece might be Bell going to Houston, because it looks like he picks up those Capella minutes, unless Houston goes out and signs somebody else, or there's another deal in the works coming soon. Another name added late was Minnesota's Noah Vonleh. Really not much of an impact this year, just averaging 12 minutes a game. Another bench piece. Again, as Woj tweets out, Denver now has Shabazz Napier, Noah Vonleh to fortify the bench. We'll kind of see where that plays out and everything, but that's it. That is it. And it doesn't look like it's been about 10 minutes now since Woj has done anything. So it feels like that is going to be the complete deal. I'm looking and I'm not really seeing anything else. So big trade here, big deal in the NBA. It's a big night for trades and across sports. And we'll kind of see how this works out for Atlanta as they get a big to work with Trae Young and maybe give him some more space now, because you have to pay attention to Capella. It'll give an opportunity for some pick and rolls there. Capella can kick it out to Trae Young, and maybe we get maybe Trae Young can take another step. I mean, Trae Young's great, so give him a nice piece to add to the deal. So looking at, again, we're just talking about this on here. Isaiah Hartenstein with Houston. He was playing about 12 minutes a game. Again, Houston just doesn't have any bigs anymore. They're bringing Jordan Bell back with all this action, but I don't know. Hartenstein, I don't know, maybe. He was a 13th pick in the second round in 2017. Between him and Bell, I kind of think it goes Bell. That's just my gut feeling on that. Gotta trade Wiggins if you're Minnesota. Yeah, I mean, that just hasn't worked out, right? I don't know. LeBron had it right when he went to Cleveland and they had Wiggins as that trade piece, and Wiggins wasn't even mentioned in that letter. That just hasn't worked out, and you kind of feel bad for Karl Anthony Towns in the whole situation there in Minnesota. God, it just hasn't worked out. Yeah, Wiggins just isn't working out, and that's just. I mean, it is what it is, right? It doesn't happen. It doesn't always happen. Shooting 33% from three in this NBA, it's just not going to work out. Let's see what else. Bell sucks ass. Listen, I'm not saying Bell's good, but Bell is a body at this point, and that's kind of what Houston's going to be looking for at that center position, or they'll just say screw it, and Tucker can be the center now, 6'5" center. Who knows? Karl Anthony Towns need to get traded also. Well, I mean, Minnesota's got to do something there, right? You got to pick one of the two to build around, and I think the consensus is that Towns he's the guy that you would build around. If you deal him and you pick Wiggins, because two of them aren't going to work together. We've seen that. So if you're going to pick one, I think you pick Towns. But I don't know how much trade value does Wiggins have at this point. And he's been in the league for 6 seasons, and he's basically 18, 20 point a game guy that isn't shooting, can't shoot from three. Like, no. I think it's got to be Towns. Towns is what you got to build on. Would Rockets trade for Drummond? I mean, it's not a bad idea, but again, I don't know if that's the way the Rockets want to go. I think the Rockets want to open lanes and drive and kick and shoot threes, and I think that's what they want to do. And Drummond might get in the way of that. It's the way the team is built. It might not be the right fit for Houston. But we'll kind of see how that goes. Again, just on here talking about the trade. Again, just for anybody who knew, we've had some new people hop in. This tweet is the original tweet from Woj. Since then, there have been more. There've been more names added to the trade. Let me get those for you guys. So. Vonleh is going from Minnesota to Denver. Jared Vanderbilt is going from Denver to Minnesota. Kaida Bates-Diop is going from Minnesota to Denver. And Jordan Bell is also going to Houston. So a few more names added that are not on this original list. But, I think the biggest takeaway, and you guys let me know if you think, I mean, the biggest takeaway is Capella going to the Hawks. I think that when we look back at this trade, when we're looking back at who went where, again, we got to see what these picks turn into. But Capella goes to Atlanta. You got to figure that's a piece that is going to be a fixture with the Hawks for a long time. Him and Trae Young and Cam Reddish, it's going to be those three that they're going to build around and hopefully build a contender. Everything else here is just parts to the overall team. And, that's where this trade kind of goes down. And it's going to be, as the trade deadline nears, it's going to be something. We've got Thursday at 3:00. There'll be a lot of this stuff that happens. As it kind of breaks down, I'll try to hop on here. I was on live an hour ago breaking down the baseball trade, and when this stuff happens, I try to come on so we have a little forum to just talk about it and break it down. So Capella's the big piece here, no doubt about it. Houston got Jordan Bell and a second-round pick, too. I didn't see the second-round pick piece, but, yes, I did see the Jordan Bell piece. I think Jordan Bell picks up a lot of those Capella minutes. And, maybe Houston thinks that Capella is interchangeable and that you could get that production from a handful of guys. And they might think that, we slide Jordan Bell in here and he just gets elevated from playing with a guy like Harden. And that's what happens here. So this becomes a situation where, Capella, what that body would contribute, you could get from anybody. And maybe they're thinking Jordan Bell slides in and can do the same thing. But, we've seen what Capella can do. He's done it. He's run with these Rockets for a long time. And I think that, he'll be a nice piece to add to Atlanta. Jordan Bell is underrated. I said it a few minutes ago. He played some nice minutes off the bench with the Warriors, right? He kind of fit in. The Warriors were all about perimeter. Not really having a big guy. They just kind of interchanged the big guy. Houston's kind of going that same route, which like whoever the big guy is, it doesn't matter. We got to make sure that we got guys that can strike from anywhere. And, that's what they're going for here. That's what, getting Covington out of this does. It's another guy that can kind of strike from anywhere. So we'll kind of see, that'll be Houston's approach. And they're all in on it, getting rid of Capella. But again, Bell, I do like Jordan Bell. And, now we'll see. He's going to get most likely more minutes than he's ever seen. And we'll see what he can do with them. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, we got, I'm trying to see. I want to make sure that we didn't miss any additional information. It's been about 15 minutes since Woj last tweeted anything out. So I think the deal is probably complete with what you see on the screen here, plus a few other pieces. Again, maybe the biggest piece, Vonleh goes to the Nuggets, a bench piece. Bell goes to Houston. It is finalized. Woj did comment that the deal is agreed upon by all four teams, and the players were informed about a half an hour ago. So that's that. Where's Iggy going? No news on Iguodala yet. That's probably coming, though. There's, we've got the rest of tonight. You got tomorrow. And you got everything leading up to 3 o'clock Thursday. So there's going to be a lot more moves to happen, and Iguodala is probably going to happen. So we'll kind of keep an eye on that. So, hey, listen, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. I appreciate you guys hopping on. We try to cover all sports here, NBA, baseball, football, when news breaks, when trades happen, when players sign, we come on, we talk about it. It's a good forum. If you haven't, this is the first time you're checking out our channel, please do. I encourage you to subscribe and check it out. We do basketball content, a lot of baseball content right now just because season's coming up. But with the trade deadline, there's going to be a lot of basketball content too. So, hop in and be sure to subscribe and comment on the videos. Let's keep the forum going there too. So thanks, guys. It is late. We've been going about a half hour. I am going to bed. Thank you for hopping on. Thank you for watching. And I'll be back talking soon. Thanks, guys.